I just want that to sink in, that the rapture is you actually coming to full understanding of your godness, of your God ability, of your connection to the fabric of everything. When you recognize that you are connected to everything and you are everything, that means you can be everything. That means you can disappear in the blink of an eye. That is the rapture. That's the truth in the lie.
Welcome to Conversations with the Ancestors, where we connect to ancestral wisdom, cosmic insight, and healing rituals to redeem and liberate our souls. You're here because your higher self and your ancestors brought you here. So get your tea or coffee, take a breath, and settle in because, baby, this is for you. This is for you. This is for you, ancestors. It's for you. This is for you, for you, for you, for you, for you. This is for you, ancestors. It's for you. This is for you, ancestors. It's for you. This is for you, ancestors. It's for you. This is for you,
This ain't a game. I think that we sometimes watch these metaphysical, spiritual podcasts, shows, etc., thinking that this is a game, and it's not. It's not a game. Welcome. Welcome, Divine Being, to the Ancestor Diaries. And if you are new here and you've never seen me and I have just now come across your timeline, let me tell you that was your guides, your ancestor, your higher self, your angels guiding you to this space and time. I am Robin Denise, your favorite globe-trotting spiritual guru and spiritual baddie. And I am also, because I don't think I necessarily really tell y'all the many jobs or the many titles that I hold. Like when people ask me, what do you do? I'm like, I be. I be me. That's what I do. I'm here being authentically me. However, there are also a whole list of certifications and things that I have. So I'm going to run down some of this list for you just real quick, so you know who you listening to. So I'm a spiritual coach, a spiritual baddie, an ancestral guide, a priestess, a spiritual entrepreneur, a sex coach, a sensuality coach, a sex doula. I'm an environmental toxicologist. The list goes on. Personal trainer, life and health coach, the list goes on. A teacher, professor, the list goes on. I'm not out here trying to gloat or make it seem like I'm just me. I'm just me being. And when I open up and said, this is not a game, this podcast is created and here for you also to be, for you also to stand in the fullness of who you are. I'm here to support you in seeing you. I'm here to support you in reminding you and awakening you to the evolution of you. I am here as that Christ like light to support you in recovering who you are connected to, and the purpose of you. That's it. That's what we're doing here on the Ancestor, on Conversations with the Ancestor. I was about to say the Ancestor Diaries, but that is another thing. If you don't know already, there's a small vlog that I've put out into the world called the Ancestor Diaries. That vlog goes through my like in the moment downloads and realizations as I travel the globe. And right now in season 1, I am in Australia sharing the downloads that I received in Australia and sharing places that I've gone in Australia, as well as like helping us remember that when we evolve individually, we evolve collectively. So the downloads that I'm receiving are things that I'm sharing because I recognize that in my evolution, you, divine being, are also evolving. And the cool thing about evolution is because we are all one, because we are God, when something clicks for you, that also means that all of you, the entirety of you, clicks and upgrades. We are one. So, in being one, and something in your world, in your mind, a download that you receive has clicked in your being, then guess what? That means that everything else around you has also evolved and something has clicked for your partner, for your child, for the plant baby that you have. You are not the only one evolving in an instant because you are connected to the fabric of life. And so when you evolve, everything else evolves. And guess what? That means that God evolves. That our understanding of who we are as God continues to evolve. Us being God, the infiniteness of us continues to evolve. And in that evolution, greater love is found. In that evolution, greater sense of self is found. In that evolution, you begin to walk in your power and know, you know what, I might sound crazy out here in these streets, but I don't care because I know the truth. This is not a game. You are meant to be here. You are meant to receive the messages that you are hearing right now. You are that divine being. And now it's time for you to act like it. It's time for you to know it. It's time for you to embrace it. It's time for you to stop being afraid of what somebody's going to say. Will my family disown me? Will my friends not love me? What will I get kicked off of social media platforms for saying the truth? All of those things, let them go. We have not been given the spirit of fear, so why are you fearful? Why is there that fear of scarcity, that fear of something may go wrong and I'm going to mess up my whole entire life? The fear of what could happen in the future because of something I did right now. Move authentically, and there is no thing that could happen in the future that could fuck you up now. There's this idea and fear that we are not infinite, that when we transition and our energetic essence transitions, that we are no longer a part of the fabric of life. And I'm telling you that that is a lie. That when and if your body, the physical vessel that you housed in right now, when that physical body, if it decides to do this, and I'm gonna put a pin in that. I'm gonna come back to that. But let's finish this track. Spirit has been working on me and my ADHD and being able to, to see a thing through. So I'm asking that I don't forget the thought about the body and how it can or cannot cease being. But let's go down the realm in the rabbit hole of the body has now ceased being. When that happens, if that happens in your lifetime, your soul, your essence, you, the light of you, the energetics of you does not cease to exist. Energy is neither created nor destroyed, meaning your energetic presence, once it leaves the body which is just dense, dense light particles, the body which is a vessel for your spiritual being to live within, to be, to experience life. That's what the body is. It is a vehicle, it is a vessel. So when that vessel ceases to exist, your energetic essence does not. It continues on. It transforms and transmutes, and maybe even it comes back into another vessel of which you then live a new life through. Then there's the other rabbit hole, which is another lane of truth, is that you can come into such a full grasping of your God ability that you then can transform everything into a higher version of light. Meaning, you can take the dense light form of the body, the vessel, and bring the cells up to a vibrational frequency. And that frequency then turns into light. This is how people are able to go from one side of the world to the other in the blink of an eye, because they've come into the dimension and the fabrics of light and light understanding and energetics, to where they now understand how to vibrate the cells in their body so high into the light frequency that it then becomes light and moves and shifts and materializes back into the denser version of the body. I think about a couple of months ago, there was this big thing around, oh my gosh, the rapture. The rapture. It was really big. I can't even remember what day the date was. It was September something, but the big rapture, and you gonna look for me and I'm gonna be gone. And I remember growing up and learning about that teaching in church. And this year, when that date came and passed, and I sat reflecting on what does that mean now, and in the spiritual being that I am now, the evolved person that I am, what does rapture mean? What does rapture look like? What is it really telling me about anything, right? And I realized that the best kept lies are the ones that have iotas of truth in it. There are truths out there and there are lies out there, and there are lies that masquerade as truth. And the lies that masquerade as truth get the most traction when there is at least something in there that is truth. And that iota of truth masks the bigger under iceberg of lies. And I'm saying all of this to say that there is an iota of truth connected to the rapture thought. There's going to be a day when someone might look up for me and I'm going to be gone. I'm going up yonder to be with myself. Oh, oh. That song. I remember that song. Walter Hawkins and his choir growing up. I remember that song. Here's the iota of truth. You have the ability to change your molecular structures to vibrate light at such a high frequency that you can disappear. That's the truth. That's what people don't understand about the rapture. The lies of the rapture is that something else is going to come, something outside of you is going to come and take you up into the ethers, into heaven, while everybody else here suffers in hell. That's the lie part. The true peace is not anything outside of you that allows you to then become one with the area around you. The truth is, you are light. As a light being, you have access to vibrate your internalness so high that you then become air molecules. You become water molecules. Because honestly, you are those things. Our body is made up of 60 to 65% water. You are water. And when you recognize that you are water, you can vibrate and change your entire physicality into water. When you recognize that you are just the elements, you can transform into each element that you desire to be. And then in your evolution, you can come to recognize that not only are you the elements, you are the essence behind the elements that directs the elements to go where they go. You are God. I just want that to sink in. That the rapture is you actually coming to full understanding of your godness, of your God ability, of your connection to the fabric of everything. When you recognize that you are connected to everything and you are everything, that means you can be everything. That means you can disappear in the blink of an eye. That is the rapture. That's the truth in the lie. That's why the rapture thought has taken hold so well, because the best lies are the ones that have a piece of truth in them.
This is for you. This is for you.
The world has chakra points. Did you know that? That the world has chakra points. There's places in this earth that connect to the earth's chakras. In this year, as I traveled on the whims of spirit guiding me to where spirit guides wanted me to go, I realized spirit was leading me to the chakra points of the world. I started out in California, which is close to Mount Shasta, which is the root chakra of the world. And then I went to Australia. Before I went to Australia, I went to Mexico. But I want to go to Australia. I went to Australia. And there are these vortexes in Australia that connect to the solar plexus of the world. I spent 3 months there. And in that time, in that incubation period, I saw my root chakra evolve and my solar plexus evolve. If you want to see the downloads that came to me while I was in Australia, connecting and understanding and stepping into my solar plexus power, the power of fire, the power of your will, the power of being comfortable to stand in who you are, is the solar plexus. It is the sun, it is the shine, it is the yellow brightness that comes through our being. It is a part of our light. It is the furnace that stokes the fire of your will and who you are and what you are here to do. That's the solar plexus. You want to hear about that uncovering and that coming into the strengthening of my solar plexus, I implore you to watch the Ancestor Diaries on YouTube, because the Ancestor Diaries talks about and shows you how that time brought me into standing into my solar plexus. And it's brought me into this space that I can share with you unashamedly, unabashedly, unafraid, that I know what I am saying is true, because I have lived this version, I have lived many versions before, and I have seen the spirit and earth and the galactic and everything else come to show up for me. And I'm not special. They're not just, I'm special, but I'm not special. You have it too. You have it too. And if anybody, any reader that you're listening to, any friend that you're listening to, any family member that you're listening to that has the audacity to try to tell you something otherwise, send them love and know who you are. Know that what they spitting out, unfortunately, is some lies. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And usually some deflection and projection. So, as in Australia, solar plexus, Then I went to Thailand, which is where I am now. So, where in the world is Robert Denise? I am in Thailand right now, in Pattaya. Pattaya is a, I would call it a beach town. Like it's close to the water. And when I got here, I could just feel the juiciness of the water deities hugging me, and I could feel the land saying, "We love you, Robert Denny. We're so happy you're here, Robert." Anyways, Thailand is close to China, and in Tibet, China, that is the center, the place where the crown chakra is. So when I'm here in Thailand, I always can feel the expansion of my crown chakra, the unfolding of the thousand petals that is connected to our crown chakra. I can feel divinity coursing through me. I can see and feel the light beings showing up and endowing me with downloads to share with you all. One of the reasons why I really love Thailand. And after I left Thailand this year, I went to Paris. Now, the UK is connected to the heart chakra. And so, as I was in Paris in the city of love, doing some inner child and divine feminine healing, I found myself loving me and all of humanity deeper because I was in that location close to the earth's heart chakra. It's all there. It's all there for us. Whew. Y'all, the channel for this has been for real. I can't even lie. Can't even lie. When I was preparing for this episode, I I was I was pulling my ancestor deck, it's conversations with the ancestors. I'm pulling my ancestor deck. There is an episode of the podcast, two episodes of the podcast. The very first episode and the second episode. The first episode, Live the Dream, and the second episode, She, Her, They, Them. Those two episodes, I reference and give honor to Dr. Pauli Murray. As I was preparing for this episode, pulling my ancestor deck cards. And this deck is so beautiful. Where is it? Oh, here we go. This deck is so beautiful. It is Grandma's Baby Black Gold Lormond 2. I'm getting ready. I pull some cards. And a card that I pull is this card. I'm going to show the viewers who are watching the video version of this. This card is called Lily. It is the 30th card in the deck. Now, the beautiful thing about this deck is they've retrieved, the creators of the deck, retrieved photos of African American life, historical life from the Library of Congress. And they took those photos and made them into these cards. So I pulled this card. And to describe it, it's got a beautiful lady on it with glasses, and there's like shimmery behind her, etc. And I've seen this card before, but I actually never like pulled it. I hadn't really pulled it before, but I see it. I look through the guidebook, blah blah blah. I'm looking because they retrieve these things from the Library of Congress. They give a description of what it was described in within the Library of Congress. In this card, the description, I'm going to read it to you verbatim while I pick it up and flip right to the page. Come on, Ancestor Knowing. This card says, from portrait of Dr. Pauli Murray. Face up, close up of my face right now. Watch the video version to see me say it. Let me read that again. From portrait of Dr. Pauli Murray. When I tell you I never realized that this card was connected to Dr. Pauli Murray. I didn't know that when I did those first 2 episodes of this podcast while I was in North Carolina recording my album. I did not know that Dr. Pauli Murray's picture was in my Ancestor deck that I work with. I didn't realize that this was the same ancestor, the same one that I highlighted and elevated and brought light to within the first 2 episodes of this podcast. How beautiful is it that right after my birthday, the solar return, the stepping into the newness of who you are in the next phase of life, how appropriate that I received this card as a way and a wink from ancestors, specifically Dr. Pauli Murray, to say, I'm proud of you. And I want to show up for you in a way that you may not have expected. I want you to know that I've always been with you. I've had this deck for about a year or more now. They have always been with me. They have always been with you. That's why you've been drawn to this podcast. That's why you've been drawn to my content, period. It's because it is time for you to awaken to the fact that they have always been with you. Your ancestors have always been with you. Your guides, your elevated beings have always been with you. And it's time to stand in the knowing that you are protected, you are guided, you are elevated, you are God. Don't know how many times I got to say that for you to realize it. Don't know how many times someone needs to hear that and be shook and awoke with so much love coming from my heart. I am sending you love and energy and love and energetic healing is not bound by a video, an audio, or us being in the same place. Energy is energy. So if you decide that you want to receive this energetics of love, then do. Do. Because I am sending it to you. As a Reiki master, connected to the ancestral realm, as an ancestral guide, as the spiritualist that I am, the priestess that I am endowing you with love, prosperity, abundance, gratitude, and the remembrance that you are it. And all you have to do is to be and know you are it. Someone needed to hear that. And share this with others who might need to be awakened, who might need to be reminded of their beauty, of their being, of their creative ability. Spread the love, pass it forward. Because one voice makes a ripple, 2 voices make another ripple, 3 voices, 4 voices. The ripple can continue. Be a part of the healing. Share the love. This is for you. So with Pauli Murray, Dr. Pauli Murray in mind, if you remember, that ancestor identifies closely with they, them pronouns. I want to talk to you about our sensuality because I recognize I've been dabbling, I've been for sciencing. I don't think I've shared with you guys what I mean by for science. First of all, I'm an environmental toxicologist. I have a master's degree in public health, specializing in toxicology and occupational health. I am connected to not just the divine, but to science and the earth of science and blah, 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 blah. So I've been for sciencing. And for sciencing means, like I said, because of my scientific background, I like to see a theory and see it be proved. So for science, I try out different things to see if it works. And then I might go back to my thesis and make some adjustments and run the theory again, da 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 da, right? So for science recently, as I mentioned, I am a sex doula, sex coach, and I know about the chakras and the chakra points, and our sacral chakra is connected to sensuality as well as our creativity. It is the seat of our ability to create. The sacral chakra is located within the womb area between the belly button and the pelvic bone. That part of us is connected to sensuality and creativity. So, my theory for science has been if I self pleasure regularly, does my creativity increase? For science, we must try it out. As I've been playing with this, like this concept is not new to me, but I'm allowing myself to delve deeper into the nuances of it, into the really let me see the if I do A, does B happen? And as I've been doing A, B has been happening at astronomical rates. My creativity is skyrocketing and my sensuality is also growing. So as I lean into my bliss, my pleasures of life, pleasuring myself, as I lean into that more and more, I am seeing that my outside countenance, my divine feminine, my divine masculine, even my divine inner child is showing up fuller, happier, more expressive, and I am creating more. My inner child is having a field day with creativity. And I am having a field day with my inner child, creating and laughing and moving with ease and saying, okay, what else brings us pleasure today? What else can we do to feed the pleasure of Rob and Denise's body? What do you need to feel good? Do you need a massage? Do you need a nap? Do you need some more water? What do you need? Do you need some more self pleasure time in the bed? What do you need? And as I've been pushing into that, leaning into that, for sciencing into that, I am there then singing that A does equal B, that creativity is abound. And as I keep for sciencing this, I invite you actually to join me in that, to join me in for sciencing our sacral chakra, our divine femininity, and our desire for bliss and ease to bring about our creative energy so that we can stand in the fullness of who we are. God is a creator. We are God, so we are creators. How often are you creating with intention? When you walk down the street, you are creating a path that you're deciding to go down. When you drive, you are creating a path. And with intention, how intentional can you be when you're thinking about that example of driving? Many of us use GPS everywhere we go. Even sometimes I've seen people use GPS to get themselves home on the same route that they've always gone home on. And there's no judgment there. Please understand there is no judgment. I'm just speaking what I've seen. In some ways, in allowing a GPS to guide you, you are relinquishing your God power to create the path that you want to as you drive. How many times and how many ways are you currently relinquishing your power, your creator power, to something outside of you? And you're following the thing outside of you when you have the creator power within you. How often is that happening? So right now, as I do my for sciencing, and I am delving into, okay, how does pleasure make me more creative? I want to invite you to join me in this journey. This December, I invite you to go on a blissful journey with me where we take 21 days to, for science, our sacral chakra. For science, the pleasures of my life equals the creativity and the abundance and the authenticity of me. The way that we're going to do that is by working through this journal called Body Bliss. I'm showing the journal to the viewers. Body Bliss is a guided pleasure journal for exploration and self love. This journal is a 21-day journey where each day there are journal prompts that support you in getting deeper into who you are. What are the things that you need to feel joyful and happy and blissful? And how self pleasuring aids in that. Let's do a little bibliomancy. Bibliomancy is using a book to find a message. So we're going to use a little bibliomancy with this here journal called Body Bliss. Guides, ancestor Pauli Murray, under who dealt with sensuality and trying to figure out what sensuality and sexuality looked like for you. I ask that you support us in finding a message here in this journal for those who are listening to this podcast. All right. Whew, okay. The journal says, throughout this self pleasure journey, you've been building intimacy with yourself. You have learned touches and sensations that turn you on. Now it's time to transfer those skills to your current and future relationships. What do you want intimacy to look like moving forward? Give as much detail as possible. Come on, ancestors, for that journal prompt, because intimacy, self-pleasure, bliss, joy, they are all connected, just like we are all connected. And so as we go through this journey of 21 days, figuring out what bliss and pleasure and self-pleasure looks like for us, there's going to be a moment when you recognize, well, how does this get expressed outside of me? This 21-day self-pleasure for science journey is going to start December 5th. And during that time, you are welcome, and I invite you, I implore you to let this journey be the end cap to your lock-in period, the thing that solidifies all the work that you've been doing since September, October-ish to the end of the year. Let it solidify the stuff that you have worked on, the stuff that you have locked into. Let this be the thing that eases you into the newness of you and solidifies you, as well as supports you in expressing out who you are now after you've finished your 3 month of lock-in mode. And I'm inviting you to, for science, do it with me. One of the ways that you can join easily is going to be purchasing the Body Bliss Journal. Again, it's available on Amazon. The electronic version is available on my website, robindenise.com. This book is called Body Bliss, a guided pleasure journal for exploration and self-love, written by yours truly, Robin Denise. Oh, you didn't know I was an author, did you? Yes, boo, I'm an author. Anyways, so that's one thing you can do is get the journal and sign up for 21 Day Self-Love Challenge on my website. It is a course, and each day I have a video connected to the journal prompt, breathing techniques, how to check in on your body, how to get deeper into your sensuality and your sexuality as you do this journal. That course is the most supportive thing that I have ever made to work in conjunction with this journal. So cop that and come do some sensuality. Let's see how our creativity, our ability to stand in our authenticity shows up when we are intentional about connecting to our sacral chakra. Join me on that, and we'll begin December 5th. Sensuality is the ancestor for this episode, and it's also a spiritual technology. There are infinite paths to our ability to create, our ability to express, and our ability to connect to divine and divinity. Your creativity is a major key to accessing and expressing and expanding your divinity and who you are. As we talked about already, the part of the body that connects to our sensuality and our creativity, our power, our seat of creation is the sacral chakra. When the sacral chakra is unbalanced, you can have urinary tract infections, lower back pain, impotency. That's what can happen in the body when the sacral chakra is not in its full alignment. And then we have emotionally, this chakra is connected to our feelings of self-worth. And even more specifically, our self-worth around pleasure, around what we are worthy of receiving, around our sexuality, our sensuality, and our creativity. How worthy of you are you to create something and that something that gets created blows up? How worthy are you? Your self concept, if you know anything about the law of momentum, and people confuse the law of momentum and the law of attraction, but they're different. Your self concept, your self worth, those pieces guide and dictate how you create, what you create, how powerfully you decide to create. This is why we're doing the 21-day journey, the body bliss, the force science moment, because I want us to recognize the power that lies within us as creators. It is the utmost importance as we come to the end of this year to pour into yourself more and more and more. And I am inviting you, I am imploring you to pour into yourself for science sake, just to see what would happen to your countenance, to your emotional stability, to your self worth, to your self concept, to your being as the God, divine, beautiful being you are. Is with the utmost importance that I'm telling you, this is not a game. Your self love is not a game. It's not a thing to be put on the shelf. It's not a thing to say, I'm just going to wait for the next time Robert Denise does something like that. Don't wait. Stop waiting. Stop delaying your bliss. Why? Why would you do that? Why? You are special and worthy to have everything that you want now, right now. So lock in with me December 5th when we start having a good time in the land of bliss and doing the part of what does self intimacy look like for me, and how is my self intimacy affecting how I move and create in this world. I invite you to that. I implore you to that. And go to my website, sign up for it. It is called 21 Day Self Love Challenge, one of the courses. and grab the book off of Amazon or the electronic version off of my website. I love you, divine being. I thank you. I appreciate you for riding with me, for commenting, for sharing with me, for showing up. And speaking of showing up, I just got to say this one thing. When you show up, okay, first of all, there is this common thing that people are always trying to say. And I think the more we say it, we perpetuate it and we make it be true. But people say a lot, new levels, new devils. That irritates the heck out of me because our words are power, our words are spells. So when I hear readers and other people profess, "Oh, you've elevated, new levels, new devils," to me, you are just perpetuating a system of strife, scarcity. You are abundant, and so for me, I don't want you to think new levels, new devils. I want you to think new levels of me being the God being that I am. And in that new level, I move through challenges and obstacles with ease. That challenges and obstacles and things that provide my evolution come from a place of love, not from a new devil. And I say all of that in the full knowledge that me coming to do this podcast today took me like it was 9 or 10 days since the last one I did. And there was friction. There was evil eye. There was stuff that was trying to hinder me from coming here and telling you how dire your sensuality, your creativity, your godness is. Stuff, energies, entities that did not want you to hear this. But guess what? We don't claim new levels, new devils. We claim new levels, new ways for me to evolve with ease. Because I am protected. You are protected. You don't have to claim that as you evolve, things continue to get harder. And the new quote unquote devil is hard and it's like this big battle. It don't have to be that. This world is infinite, infinite possibilities. Infinitely choose the possibility that comes with ease if you want it. If you don't want a possibility that comes with ease, I get that. So go do you. Live your life, boo boo. do what makes you feel happy. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna love you either way. I'm going to love you either way. God is going to love you either way. I just want you to do something that's a little easier because you deserve ease and special moments and life filled with magic and wonder. I deserve to live a life of magic and wonder. I deserve to live a life of magic and wonder. You deserve that. Side note, that's one of the songs on my upcoming album dropping in January. Oh, also, oh my gosh, I almost forgot, y'all. Let me not forget to give you the tea, honey. Oh my gosh. This November 28th, my EP drops. Everywhere that you want to be, everywhere you get your musical downloads, it is there, including YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, Tidal, blah, 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 all of the other ones that I don't even know because the list is long. The EP called Not Mine is available November 28th. So when that drops, go listen. Okay, I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Boy.
Conversations with the Ancestors is produced and edited by Robin Denise. Theme song For You, co-written and co-performed by Robin Denise. Join us in connecting to the Ancestors by rating, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to Conversations with the Ancestors on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can get deeper with your ancestors and support this work by joining the community at robindenise.com. There you'll find free resources for download and online courses to help you pull on your ancestral wisdom and the abundance they have for you. Once again, that's robindenise.com.